Можна, це общий. День добрий.
Добре.
Так, що у нас?
Дивіться, як нам запустити з флешки, чи це нам треба новий комп'ютер, чи що? Тут у нас на этом Zoom стоїть, так?
Так.
Як вона може класити, чи хтось буде класити, чи як класити? Чи його переставити сюди і там класити?
Дивіться, ви підключилися, просто воно показує, значить цю флешечку треба ось сюди.
Так, а класити чим? А ми ж тільки отак класимо.
Ну, вишку.
Та зараз вже не знаю.
місця. Шановні члени разової спеціалізованої вченої ради PhD 13051, спеціалізована вчена рада PhD 13051 створена згідно наказу ректора Київського національного університету будівництва і архітектури номер 116/65/25 від 6 червня 2025 року на підставі рішення вченої ради КНУВа номер 33 від 30 травня 2025 року з правом прийняття до розгляду та проведення разового захисту дисертації Цзін Цянь на тему формування економіко-цифрової моделі розвитку будівельних підприємств в умовах трансформаційного середовища. На здобуття наукового ступеня доктора філософії з галузі знань 05 соціальні та поведінкові науки за спеціальністю 051 економіка. Склад ради був затверджений в кількості 5 осіб відповідно до даних реєстраційної картки присутності. Для проведення засідання у нас 5 членів ради присутні. Голова спеціалізованої вченої ради Чуприна Христина Миколаївна, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри менеджменту в будівництві Київського національного університету будівництва і архітектури. Це я, присутня. Рецензент Згалат-Лозинська Любов Олександрівна, доктор економічних наук, професор кафедри економічної теорії, обліку і оподаткування Київського національного університету будівництва і архітектури.
Вітаю, присутня.
Рецензент Петруха Ніна Миколаївна, кандидат економічних наук, доцент кафедри менеджменту у будівництві Київського національного університету будівництва і архітектури.
Присутня.
Офіційний опонент Новикова Інола Вікторівна, доктор економічних наук, проректор Київського аграрного університету Національної академії аграрних наук України.
Присутня.
Офіційний опонент Трач Роман Володимирович, кандидат економічних наук, професор кафедри промислового цивільного будівництва та інженерних споруд Національного університету водного господарства та природокористування. Місто Рівне. Відповідно до пункту 25 порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої вченої ради закладу вищої освіти наукової установи про присудження ступеня доктора філософії, члени разової ради можуть або здобувач можуть брати участь у засіданні разової ради за допомогою засобів відеозв'язку в режимі реального часу. Сьогодні у засіданні ради за допомогою засобів відеозв'язку в режимі реального часу, а саме у середовищі Zoom, беруть участь рецензент Згалат-Лозинська Любов Олександрівна і офіційний опонент Трач Роман Володимирович. Таким чином, на засіданні присутні всі 5 членів ради. Враховуючи повну присутність, кворум є, і ми можемо починати засідання. Отже, засідання проходить із використанням засобів відеозв'язку і забезпеченням трансляції запису в мережі реального часу, посилання на яке розміщене на офіційному веб-сайті нашого університету відповідно до пункту 24 порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії, затвердженого постановою Кабінету міністрів України. Отже, засідання разової спеціалізованої вченої ради PhD 13051 оголошую відкритим. На порядку денному публічний захист Цзін Цянь дисертації, представленої на здобуття наукового ступеня доктора філософії з галузі знань 05 соціальні та поведінкові науки за спеціальністю 051 економіка. Звісно, Цзін Цянь також у нас є присутньою. Дисертація виконана у Київському національному університеті будівництва і архітектури. Тема дисертації – формування економіко-цифрової моделі розвитку будівельних підприємств в умовах трансформаційного середовища. Тема затверджена вченою радою Київського національного університету будівництва і архітектури від 19 травня 2022 року наказом 338/2. Науковий керівник Зінченко Мирослава Михайлівна. кандидат економічних наук, доцент кафедри економічної теорії, обліку і оподаткування Київського національного університету будівництва і архітектури. Також присутні.
Так, це я.
Чи будуть запитання, зауваження або пропозиції по порядку денному?
Немає.
Хто за те, щоб затвердити порядок денний? Будь ласка, підніміть руки. Одноголосно. Дякую. Шановні члени Ради, в особовій справі Цзін Цянь є всі необхідні документи, що повністю відповідають вимогам пункту 13.22 порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії, затвердженого постановою Кабінету Міністрів України від 12 січня 2022 року номер 44. Дозвольте мені довести до наукової спільноти дані про здобувачку. Цзін Цянь, громадянка Китайської Народної Республіки, народилася 8 лютого 1986 року в провінції Шаньсі. У грудні 2019 року закінчила Південно-Східний педагогічний університет Китайської Народної Республіки, здобула ступінь вищої освіти бакалавр, спеціальність менеджмент адміністрування мережевої освіти. Відповідно до угоди від 11 грудня 1998 року, укладеної між урядом України та урядом Китайської Народної Республіки про взаємне визнання документів про освіту і наукові ступені МОН України, видано свідоцтво відзначення в Україні іноземного документу, визнання в Україні іноземного документу про освіту, що надає право на продовження навчання на території України. У грудні 2020 року закінчила Національний педагогічний університет імені Драгоманова, здобула ступінь вищої освіти магістр за спеціальністю менеджмент. У 2021 році вступила до аспірантури ТМУБа, наказ 2038/2 від 4 листопада 2021 року, на спеціальність 051 економіка. Впродовж навчання підготувала дисертаційну роботу за темою «Формування економіко-цифрової моделі розвитку будівельних підприємств в умовах трансформаційного середовища». Протокол затвердження теми номер 338/2 від 19 травня 2022 року під керівництвом кандидата економічних наук, доцента Зінченко Мирослава Михайлівна. Завершена робота доповідалась на науковому семінарі розширеного засідання кафедри менеджменту в будівництві КНУБа. Протокол семінару номер 8 від 21.05.2025 року. Після обговорення прийнято рішення про відповідність дисертації вимогам та повноти викладення результатів досліджень у збірниках, що відносяться до наукових фахових видань, в яких можуть публікуватися результати дисертаційних робіт. Так, основні положення і результати проведених досліджень за темою дисертації опубліковано у 18 наукових статтях, працях, серед яких 9 статей у науково-фахових виданнях України категорії В, 2 у періодичних наукових фахових виданнях інших держав, які входять до ЄС, 7 тез наукових доповідей в збірниках матеріалів міжнародних конференцій. Відповідно до пункту 12 частини 2 статті 32, частини 6 статті Закону України про вищу освіту та пунктів 14-17 порядку присудження ступеня доктора філософії та скасування рішення разової спеціалізованої навчальної ради закладів освіти наукової установи про присудження ступеню доктора філософії, затвердженого Кабінетом Міністрів України від 12 січня 2022 року номер 44 та на підставі рішення вченої ради КНУБа 30 травня 2025 року, протокол номер 33, була затверджена разова спеціалізована вчена рада PHD 13051, наказ номер 116/65/25 від 06.06.2025 року із запуску дисертації на здобуття ступеня доктора філософії з галузі знань 05 соціальні та поведінкові науки за спеціальністю 051 економіка. Документи, подані до вченої ради 22 травня 2025 року дисертанткою Цзін Цянь, повністю відповідають установленим вимогам згідно даного порядку. Дисертація виконана англійською мовою. За заявою здобувачки, захист буде відбуватися англійською мовою. Чи є в когось питання?
Немає.
Питань немає. Слово для доповіді надається Цзін Цянь.
Thank you. Dear members of Socialized Academic Council, colleagues and attendees, I'm honored to present to your attention my dissertation research for the degree level doctora of philosophy. Relevance of the topic, the modern construction industry is facing challenges that require a update of management methods. Digitalization, in particular the implementation of new technologies, platform-based solutions, and the cloud services is not merely a cheat, but a critical tool for improving the efficiency, flexibility, and the competitiveness of construction enterprises. Purpose and the subject of the research. The purpose of this dissertation is to develop theoretical foundations, methodological principles, and the practical solutions for forming digital management ecosystem, tailored to the needs for the innovative transformation for construction enterprises. Objective and subject of the research. The objective of the research is the management of processes within construction enterprises. The subject is the digital tools, indicators, models, and the managerial mechanisms that ensure the formation of an effective digital management ecosystem. A scientific novelty within the framework of the dissertation, a concept of digital management ecosystem has been developed based on the integration of technological, organizational, and strategies elements. Approaches to evaluate levels of digitalization of managerial functions have been improved through a multi-digital system of theoretical methodological for managing change and risks in the digital environment of construction enterprises has been developed. Mechanisms of stakeholder interaction via digital platforms have been outlined, enhancing the transparency and the constructability of projects. Factors inclusion business models through digital technologies have been systematized, taking into account the experiences of people's public channel. The special phases of implementing BIM technologies have been observed with efficiencies as on overcoming barriers to competition. Tools for improving staff qualification and forming a corporate digital culture have been substantiated. Methodological framework. The research is based on systemic, process-oriented, and operational approaches, including function costs, resource expense, and multiplier analysis, strategies, modeling methods, SWOT test, VBM, BBC KPI approaches, fuzzy logic models, and scenario analysis. Means stages of the research. Chapter 1 is devoted to the theoretical foundations to the impact of digital technologies on innovative transformations in management. Examines the concept of a digital ecosystem, systematize the factors of digitalization, analysis the experience of China, and outlines the barriers to the application of BIM technologies. Chapter 2 present theoretical foundations include assessment of the enterprise's levels of digitalization, analytical tools for measuring efficiency, development of decision-making indicators in the digital environment. Chapter 3 focuses on applied tools including implementation of digital ecosystem in real management practice, transformation of management structures, adaptation of managerial functions to the digital format. Research conclusions. The theoretical significance lies in the development of integrated approaches to digitalization, the management of construction enterprises, which can serve as a basis for further scientific research in the field of digital management. The practical significance lies in the possibility of applying the developed model in the operations of construction companies. This will improve project management efficiency, reducing costs, enhancing interaction among project participants, minimizing risks associated with construction project implementation. This concludes my presentation. Thank you for your attention. I'm ready to answer your questions. Thank you.
Thank you for your presentation. Dear members of the Specialized Academic Council, do you have any questions for the candidate, please? Please go ahead.
Yes. So I have dear members of our specialized academic council. I like to question for the candidate is what are the key elements of scientific novelty in your research, and how do you contribute to the advance of the knowledge in area of digital transformation of construction enterprises?
Thank you for your question. The structural framework for building a digital management ecosystem for construction enterprises has been developed, considering the challenges of globalization, technological convergence, and the transformation of business models. Thank you.
I have one question as follow up the first question. I would like to clarify. In the course of specialty 051 economics, and taking into account the character of the construction sector, could you please specify what you consider to be the key economic and material factors, including and influence the digital transformation of construction enterprise management? In your view, how do these factors interact and shape the specific digital making process in enterprise and ground digital modernization?
Thank you for your question. The key factors include the advancement of ICT or information and communication technologies, the spread of building information modeling systems, and the need for integration of management functions, and the demand of the improved decision-making efficiency. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Both are you satisfied with the candidate's response?
Yes, thank you. I'm satisfied.
Okay. Are there any further questions? Please.
Please, I have 3 questions. Please, one question. Please tell me about
What specific methodology or combination of methods did you apply to assess the leap of digitalization in enterprise? Tell me about.
Thank you for your question. On the original methodological framework was proposed providing a comprehensive assessment of the technological, organizational, and the functional levels of digitalization operating indicators of adaptability and efficiency. Thank you.
Thank you. And two and three questions. Which country did you examine as a reference case for implementing digital strategies in the construction sector?
Thank you for the question. The study analyzes the experience of People's Republic of China, while strategies for integrated unified digital space in the construction
Пані Любов, якщо можна вимкнути.
Вимкніть мікрофон, будь ласка.
Sorry, да, там організація цього зуму. Ні, там на тому. Організація саме ні, вимкнути вже. О, sorry, continue.
In
The experience of the
in the construction sector are actively almost implemented. Thank you.
You're gonna satisfied with the candidate's response.
Yes, thank you.
Are there any further questions, please?
Maybe I have a question. So the first about countries, maybe I not understand what enterprises countries you analyze. Strategy, when you building the strategy of develop construction enterprises, which countries you analyze?
Mexico Valley.
China, I know from dissertation, China, Ukrainian. Okay, thank you. And I have two questions. The first, tell me please about practical values of your research. What is practical values for Ukrainian enterprise, constructions enterprises maybe in other countries?
Thank you. Thank you. The research results can be used for implemented digital management system and optimize the business process and modernize the construction structures of construction enterprises.
Yeah, it's very interesting models, and maybe it's really have a practical values. Okay, and the next question, please tell me about implementation with big models. Big models for enterprises, for construction enterprises. What is main barriers for you? It's maybe financial, maybe technology, innovation. What is barriers for implementation in technology?
Thank you for your question. The main barriers include the implementation costs and a lack of qualified personnel and insufficient levels of digital culture with the enterprises. Thank you.
Maybe more financial. Thank you.
I use this slide.
Yeah, absolutely.
Are there any further questions? Please, Roman Volodymyrovich.
Yes, I have. Thank you. I have two questions. The first, how does the concept of a digital ecosystem differ from a traditional enterprise management system, particularly in the context of construction enterprises?
Thank you for your question. A digital ecosystem is an integrated platform combining data process analysis and interaction in a unified environment. And unlike the fragmented structures of traditional management systems. Thank you.
Okay, and second, as a follow-up to the first question, I would like to clarify how does your model account for the need to adapt to the external environment?
Thank you for your question. The proposed model is based on flexible adaptability indicators that challenge change in regulatory framework, labor markets, technology, and consumer behavior. Thank you.
Roman Volodymyrovich, should I use this slide? With the
Thank you. I'm satisfied.
Okay. I would also like to ask a question. Tanya, I have carefully reviewed your dissertation publications. I have a number of questions for you. Here is the first one. Which management function are most affected by the digitalization?
The first. Thank you.
And the next question, what algorithm do you propose for implementation of a digital ecosystem at a construction enterprise?
Thank you for the question. The algorithm includes diagnosing digital readiness, staff training, monitoring performance, integrating data and functions, and selecting software solutions, and planning control, accounting, decision making, efficiency, and communication functions are most subject to transformation on the digitalization. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm satisfied. You can sit down, please. Dear colleagues and attendants, are there any further questions?
No.
There are no questions. In that case, we will proceed to the presentation of the reviewers and official opponents. The floor is given to the reviewer, Doctor of Economic Sciences, Professor Любова Олександрівна Златоуська.
The review was submitted on time. It's available on Luba's website, so I will read. The relevance of dissertation topic is expressed to critical need to digitalization and transformation on the construction sector. Existing research lacks a comprehensive economic digital development model that integrate digital maturity, economic adaptability, and strategic management for construction companies operating in voluntarism environment. The research aimed to fill the gap by developing multi-level economic digital models aligned with global digitalization trends, offering a new paradigms for industrial management. So this research is vital to a new era enterprise management, enhancing industry competitiveness and shaping effective economic development policies. It holds significant theoretical and practical importance for addressing modern economic needs and challenges for digital transformation. The dissertation is closely tied to research conducted by the Department of Construction of Economic and Economic National Economic University of Construction and Architecture. Its findings are integrated into two research topics. Its development of model tools for development management, of contract construction, and two is development of management interaction among institutional participants of development projects. This work outlines the author's innovative concept for material development of construction enterprises, incorporating value-based management by objectives, and through the logic to create an adaptive digital model. This dissertation research is logically structured and biblically supported, employing a systematic approach with modern economic analytic methods like synthesis, comparison, and economic modeling. The first chapter offers the critical analysis of digitalization, digital transformation in construction variation its theoretical generation through extensive literature review and comparative analysis of economic school approaches. The author's unique interpretation of abilities of development integrates structural function, institutional and process-based perspectives, and enhances theoretical validity. The second chapter provides a strong empirical evidence its methodologic for assessing digital maturity and economic activity, use quantitative indicators, multi-factor analysis, and clustering in ensuring objective results. They constructed indexes and models are available based on sound indicators, selection, and mathematical operation, reflecting the real-world construction enterprise operations. This chapter presents robust economic digital model for enterprise development, incorporating scenario planning and structural function blocks. The model results the proposed measurement algorithm and ones of realistic economic parameter and adapted to the specific enterprise. The activity of the result of frozen boosted to by concept empirical research, including survey and quantitative analysis and logical construction and real-world testing on assessed model. Practical outline of umowach and demonstrates the realism and applicability for this proposed approaches. Overall, dissertation exhibiting a high level of methodological and analytical substantiation with result and logical, consistent, valid, and scientific sound, making them reliable from the theoretical and practical standpoint. The scientific validity of the dissertation result lies in replacement of theoretical and methodological provision of the further development of scientific approaches critical for economic science, especially in context of digital transformation of construction enterprise. Improved the conceptual and theoretical apparatus of economic digital enterprise development, specify the context of economic digital development model, digital adaptability, and digital resilience of the enterprise has been clarified. Also, methodological principle for assessing the digital maturity of the construction device. There are based on the in the ethics of economic system multiplication indication covering theoretical, organization, and economic communication and aspect of digitalization. Algorithm for assessing the level of economic adaptability for an evaluation of value-oriented indicators and statistics of readiness for changes includes increasing analysis and accuracy in uncertain conditions. Indicated economic digital management model for an construction enterprise. Structures on systematic management principle of outlines, perhaps traditional or to digital stages. Methodological approaches to developing digital strategies for construction enterprises. Further develops the construction of concept of combined digital and economic domain of enterprise management, particularly regarding the integration of digital technologies in financial and economic planning, strategic control and business processes evaluation, approaches to analysis support for management decision in digitalization, formalization of management integration mechanism among strategic participants and development process with the digital environment, applications and model elements in assessing the effective of digital transformation. They obtained the scientific result demonstrates that author has not adapted has not only adapted modern digital transformation concepts to the specific of the construction industry, but has also accumulated a series of new approaches that can be used in building strategies for sustainable and innovative enterprise development in the digital age. Completeness of dissertation scientific provision reflects in publication is that the author has 19 works demonstrating active academic validation of the dissertation language provision. This includes 11 professional articles in the specific journal, and included is scientific classes, other classes. Of these 9 articles in professional publication approved by the Ministry of Economic of Science of Ukraine. This article developed into the essence of structure, the proposal economic digital model describes the into the essence of structure, the proposal economic digital model describes the methodology for accessing digital maturity and economic adaptability of enterprises and present of results of simulation modeling of digital development scenarios. 7 publications in proceeding of international conference. This level of scientific communication highlights the dissertation authors' significant engagement in academic discourse and ensure the public availability of the obtained result. Theoretical significance of the economic and digital model. They also refines the concept like economic digital development, digital adaptability, and digital resilience, providing and systematic understanding of modern economic categories. They propose the integrated model combine digital and economic parameters in the online single management framework, providing a comprehensive view of economic transformation, including existing theoretical knowledge of construction economy. Practical significance. The research provides methodology and recommendation to improve management efficiency to construction enterprises with digital economy. The economic digital development model is available for various levels of digital readiness, useful for strategic planning, decision making, digital investment preparation, and evaluation digital tool effectiveness, diagnostic, indicator, analytical, and analytical platform over value and management and consultant. The result particularly validated at Q1 and published the confirmed the realism implementation and relevance to the construction industry's economic needs. This research holds significant theoretical and practical potential for the both scientific and economical management application during digital transformation. The dissertation demonstrates high original and independent work in developing its scientific arguments, theoretical explanation, and practical solution. All of the tools with more analysis include academic reports, legal acts, and protection are properly seated through the dissertation. The plagiarism check using strict plagiarism is okay. When further research finding the present of defense can be related to independent publications in magazines and ensuring transparency and public security. All publication also to ethical citation practice is authorship is clearly defined. Macroeconomic points of discussion and contents of dissertation. Macroeconomic linkage in digital economic model, while they also emphasize digital platform concept and data economy, there is a lack of analysis regarding how this concept combined with classic macroeconomic factors, including the business cycle in the construction industry, such as inflation, investment activities, and so on. The absence of this connection evidence to the model integrate micro, meso, macro. Second, national digitalization model analysis. The dissertation review national digitalization program in China, special China construction for plan 4.0, but it lacks in relative distinction between the roles and of state of private sector in the implementation. Furthermore, the study does not verify such business incentive for digital transformation are relevant for economic growth and investment capacity such as Ukraine. So, the cluster of enterprise by digital maturity level is applied without specifying criteria for determining the optimal number of clusters. The authors of methodological justification for certain algorithm diminish the reliability of result integrating of completed the replication across different samples. The dissertation proposed a list of indications for evaluation of economic of integrated digital transformation. However, the relative weights of relative reason the overall assessment system are not defined. First, they also outline the general logic of transition to digitalization related enterprise management model, but politics and economic analysis of implementation of digital solution of this stage. The lack of calculations or estimation political infrastructure expands tools and segment of model economic feasibility on under resource brain post-crisis economy. The dissertation identified a list of activities from digital transformation, but fails to account for the time lag between implementation of solution of the digitalization of the organization of economic results. These comments note the value of dissertation research, highlight the necessity of supplementing the model with flexible implementation scenarios, adaptive mechanism, and economic validation of accounting of all the time, which is particularly relevant in the realized of transformation economy. Just in the review, conclusion of the compliance with the qualification for the education and certificate degree of Doctor Philosophy and Economic Specialization 0551 Economics. Czін Цянь dissertation represent a complete and independent scientific study that comprehensive explored and the scientific and applied aspects for transformation economic model, substantive and novel economic digital model that integrates efficient analytical and technological component of the price development, aligning them contemporary approach to digital economy and industry for zero. This digitalization demonstrates profound understanding of model theories and of economic through dynamic environmental planning, systematic approach, data management, digital resources, and institutional interaction within the construction sector. In conclusion, model and recommendation presented in the book post not theoretic possess not only theoretical significance but also direct practical value for implementation, the operating of enterprises function on the condition of uncertain and digital transformation. So the dissertation is fully complete with all requirements that was the procedural awarding of the degree of Doctor of Philosophy and requirements for dissertation formation. So the author has had to more of academic integrity. The scientific achievement has been appropriately published in the professional publication, confirm the qualification, vast analytic context structures, and the logical presentation of model, the level of observation and public dissemination of results can be concluded that the dissertation fully meets the qualification requirements for dissertation seeking the scientific degree of Doctor of Philosophy in specialty 1051 Economics. Its author is awarded to the corresponding degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Thank you.
Thank you for the examiner. Are there any questions for the reviewer? No? The floor is now given to the candidate to respond to the comments.
Thank you. Thank you for your advance. Thank you to the esteemed reviewer for the valuable comments. In response to the first remark, I would like to note the following. Within subsection 1.1, I did focus on the concept of the data economic and the digital platform as within subsection 1 model theoretical foundations of digital transformations, and the same time subsection 1.3 and 2.2 implemented into level integration, particularly through the formalization of the relationship between the digital maturity of enterprises and the macro level parameters such as environment, capacity of the sector, inflationary risks and challenges in housing demand. The model I proposed provides for the adaptation of companies' digital strategies to the macroeconomic environment through a system of indicators for strategic readiness for change. Therefore, the correlation between the macro and micro levels is theoretically trace throughout the results. Response to the second remark, the subsection 1.2, I presented an analysis of key institutional digitalization strategies in the People's Public China, including the program China construction, 4-point development in China 2025, and Internet use. The next clearly states that this program implemented based on the principle of public-private partnership. The dissertation includes a comparative table 1.4, page 59, which outlines the situational mechanisms for implementation digital solutions and identifies this petitioning relevance for Ukraine, such as adaptive regulation, Poland process for digital modernization, and incentive through text benefits. Thus, the elements of analysis and the relevance to the Ukrainian context are present in the study and are presented in the structure matters. Regarding the fourth remark, I would like to note to the following. The system of indicators of evaluating the effectiveness of digital transformation proposed in subsection 2.2 is unified and the first level analysis, and the same time tables 2.1, 2.3 differentiated, and the indicators of functions class, operational strategies, innovative and technological in indicators of functions class. Subsequently, in subsection 3.2, these indicators are integrated into typical models of digital managerial decision-making based on the type of enterprise. Furthermore, the dissertation provides for the possibility of flexibility adjustment of weighting co-efficiency through calibration, which strengthens the model's adaptability and practical flexibility. Regarding the sixth remark, I would like to note the following. This aspect was taken into account in section 2.3, where the concept of the digital payback cycle was introduced, defined as the time interval between the launch of the digital initiative and the realization of its economic effect. Table 2.7 and 2.14 present project highlights the effect realization by type of implementation: short-term 0.6 months, medium-term 12 months, and long-term 12 plus months. This approach helps to avoid overestimating short-term outcomes and to account for term elements in the management cycle. Thus, the term factor in my model is not only considered but also formalized as a discrete parameter of strategic resilience of digital solutions. I generally agree with the other remarks and sincerely thank you for the valuable recommendations. They will be duly taken into account in the further stages of the scientific inquiry and the applied refinement of the results within the framework of the future results. Thank you. Thank you.
Good, are you satisfied with the applicant's responses to the comments?
Yes, thank you, I'm satisfied.
Okay, the floor is given to the reviewer, candidate of economic sciences, Nina Nikolaevna Petrova.
Thank you. My full review was published on the Ekономіка website in time, and I want presentation my short review. And the relevance of the dissertation topic is driven by the need for construction enterprises to adapt to the condition of the modern transformation environment shaped by global technological changes, military political instability, and economic digitalization. In this context, the integration of digital solutions with economic resilience, strategic development, and practical independence to sectoral challenges becomes particularly important requiring the formation of economic digitalization models that consider the specific of the construction sector, resource construction, and the potential of digital transformation in the context of post-crisis recovery. The dissertation is related to the implementation of a research project carried out by the Department of Management in Construction at Ekономіка and reflects the Kent's contribution to the development of approaches to the digitalization of business processing and the management of innovative development in construction enterprises. The scientific proposition, conclusion, and recommendation formulated in the dissertation are well substantiated and reliable, supported by the logical, consistent structure of the research, application of modern economic methods, index evolution, cluster analysis, and other. A solid applied base validation of results in applied settings and confirmation of the validity through the applicant's scientific publications. The dissertation was conducted in accordance with the principle of academic integrity. The author independently formulated the scientific proposition, correctly cited sources, and the result of plagiarism detection. 3.86% text simulated according to plagiarism, as well as the present or peer-reviewed publication confirms the originality and compliance of the research with current ethical standards. The scientific novelty of the dissertation lies in the improvement and future development of the theoretical and methodological foundation for forming an economic digital model of construction enterprises development. In particular, the conceptual approaches have been refined with consolidation of industry-specific and environment instability. The methodology for assessing digital maturity has been expanded through indicators of managerial culture and organization learning. An index cluster approach has been proposed for evolution, economic adaptability. A multi-level model for integration digital flows into function processing has been sensibility. And as scenario-based approach to methodology digital transformation and the research and organization construction has been developed. The dissertation also advances theoretical provision for classification the risk of digital transformation in the construction sector through the development of the system of barriers by regularity, functional personnel, and infrastructure categories. The conceptual framework of the digital commerce through clarification of the terms with industry-specific relevance. A methodology for building an indicative system to envelope digital transformation effectives, including qualitative performance indicators and structure model for implementation of the economic digital strategy focus on strategic control and project monitoring. The theoretical of the decision lies in development. The concept of economic digital development of enterprises through the integration of economic and digital parameters into a unified management model and refining the methodological base for assessing digital maturity. The practical significance is defined by the applicability of the result for strategic management of digital change, optimization of business processing, and managerial decision-making in the construction sector, as confirmed by the testing with KNUK and the other scientific publication record. Discussion point and remark on the dissertation. The scientific results and practical relevance of the dissertation confirm its significance, however, certain aspects prompt academic discussion. And section 1.3 insufficiently addresses the economic feasibility of BIM implementation for small and medium-sized enterprises, which reduces the universal of the recommendation. And two, in section 2.3, the proposed digital development model lacks econometric validation and does not account for extraction variables limited in its scientific verification. And three, to establish the justification of the model in section 2.3, it is to include one, a comparative table with existing models, clarification of the model universe, and four, the dissertation does not provide an analysis in relation to the smart enterprises articles models which systematically integrates digital process, IT solutions, and management functions with a higher degree of standardization. And for discussion, section 3.2 lacks examples of how the management model adapts to external shocks, which is critical in the current unstable environment. Overall, the dissertation represents a scientific and methodological science study, and the comments provided are clarifying in niche and do not diminish the validation of the main position, the practical focus or the scientific novels of the results. The dissertation fully complies with the procedure for awarding the degree of Doctor of Philosophy approved by resolution of the Cabinet of Minister of Ukraine dated January 12, 2022, number 44, as amended, and its author Czін Цянь deserves by the eroded the Doctor of Philosophy degree in the specialty economics. Thank you.
Thank you, Doema. Are there any questions for the reviewer? No. The floor is given to the applicant to respond to the comments.
Thank you for your advice. First of all, I would like to sincerely thank the esteemed reviewer for the analysis of my work, as well as for the constructive comments provided. In response to the first remark, I would like to note that the section 1.3 of the dissertation while discussing BIM technology, I focus on its strategic advantages, particularly in terms of integrated design, data visualization, and the reduction of inefficient expenditures. At the same time, already in this subsection, it is noted that the level of implementation in Ukraine remains fragmented, primarily due to the limited financial capacity of SMEs or small and medium-sized enterprises. In sections 3.1, type of digital solutions is provided based on their capital security with BIM classified as a result into six solutions. Moreover, the proposed digital development model includes an adaptive scenario in which SMEs may apply the simplified service of BIM open source platforms. Thus, the source of feasibility is addressed through a gradation of solutions by accessibility and the level of digital readiness. Regarding the second remark, although the deep right economic elements such as VAR or vector regression or grammar auto rewrites of unstable environments, integrated moving and managerial was not applied or planned, and the model includes simulation based forecasting, but verification which corresponds to the nature of the research object. Complex adaptive system operation in stable environment. Regarding the third remark, the presentation in the form of the complete comparative table was limited for reason of structure conciseness. However, key differences are described in the corresponding subsections. Regarding the fourth remark, small enterprises architecture or SEA is well-known universal conceptual designed primarily for large comparisons. In my dissertation, subsection 1.1 and 3.1, it is noted that the distinguishing further the old modelize in its consideration of the specific characteristics of the construction industry, such as into projects. This continuity, the need for synchronization with substructures and high dependence on the external environment. CEA systemic and unified framework does not account for this industry specific barriers. That is why my modules incorporates modular managerial decision making, the scenario based on adaptation. Thus, the model doesn't compete with SEA, but rather serves as its adaptive analog within the applied context of the construction sector. I agree with the remaining remarks and will take them into account in my future scientific and practical work. Thank you.
Thank you. Even where are you satisfied with the
Yes, thank you. Thank you.
The floor is given to the official opponent, Doctor of Economic Sciences, Professor in modellical.
Thank you. Good afternoon all, and the first I want to say that it's a very pleasure for me to present my review and be here, and I would like to say that I have carefully read the dissertation of Czін Цянь, the topic of formation of economics and digital models for the development of construction enterprises in the context of transformation environmental. And I give my review, and now we can see it's posted on the university website. And I not read all my review. I only say short information, my opinion about the dissertation. The first is about relevant. Of course, the topics in the dissertation is very relevant. Of constructions enterprises, the question of implemented IT technology, digital models, it's very relevant today, and in our situation, in all world in Ukraine, digital, maybe environmental, it's very relevant, and I'll not speak more about the relevance of dissertation. Really, it's topics and dissertation is very relevant. The next, the dissertation is related to research activities of Department of Construction Management of the Kyiv National University of Construction and Architecture. The topic, the dissertation of Czін Цянь, it's really underground practical testing and enterprises implemented in the education process of university and corresponding to the priority of state policy of the field of digitalization and stability development of Ukrainian and world. And it's really fact. The next is scientific preparation, conclusion, recommendation, presentation in dissertation Czін Цянь is demonstrated high level and of valuability and reliability. The research scaffold combined theoretical analysis, practical examples, and we can say about the good level of dissertation. The recommendation of proposal of the dissertation have a practical significance and compute the academic record of relevance to study for several current problems related to digital transformation. About dissertation completes with the principle of academic integrity, the verification of strategic plagiarism home website, oral sampling index about 4%. It's good result, and we say about the good situation with without plagiarism. The next is scientific novelty of result. What about novelty? The most important for me, novelty is the first result, first models for environmental, the element of being technology models in construction enterprises. The scientific novelty of the dissertation lies in the important and development of the theoretical and methodological fundamental of the economic and digital development of the construction enterprises based on the formation of a multi-level model integration technology transformation, economic adapted and digital interaction. The classification of the determinant of digital impact has been cleared and adapted the process of digital measures of economic slavery. Really, we can say that its model has been adapted to Ukrainian conditions and results have practical values. I asked about this and have scientific models. The theoretical signification of dissertation, the key concepts of the digital economy, classification of the determinant of digital transformation, development as a system of indication of completion fundament of multi-level models in the economics of digital development of construction enterprises. Practical signification, we speak today about this because it's not only practical for construction enterprises, it's practical for all system of economics Ukrainian and not only Ukrainian, because it's really very interesting models and implementation, the element of digital, of economics and digital in models, it's really interesting and have a practical significance. Analysis of the completed of the results, evaluation and publication, after have 18 scientific publication, about 9 articles, 2 publications in European publication and 7 report in international conference. And more maybe more say about discussion questions. The first, it's in part, the first part of the first one-to-one. Then after say about models, digital models in construction, but it's more speak about Western scientific in Western authors. And maybe for me it's interesting to say about Ukrainian, and not only Ukrainian, it's maybe China's authors, it's maybe developed in Asia countries, very more publication now. It's for me it's very interesting and really interesting that the first author maybe do it the first. The next it's in substance 1-2, presentation China experience of the field of digital soft construction, but it's not critical analysis of implementation application in Ukraine. And maybe this question about countries from our resident, it's about this because it's really maybe interesting. The next in substance 2 and 2, the activities on the transformation of access framework by quantitative indicator without taking into account key qualities aspects, such as changes in management approach, motivation, environmental or organizational culture. The first dissertation today say about this more, but in this dissertation I not read this. The next is 2 and 3 present structures for functional development model and the live feedback mechanism in practical post-priority monitoring and adaptive tools with limited in flexibility of real management conduction. The next is 3 and 1 present a detailed plan for implementation of the models, but I not see included adaptive strategy for small and medium-sized enterprises, because now maybe in Ukraine, and I don't know statistic of China, not more big, really big construction enterprises, more small and medium enterprises. And for me, it's interesting and may be necessary to say do it in the next article after. And the next in 3 and 3 does in 3 and 3 sections does not model visualization tools. It's maybe radius of conference of economic analysis, complementation integration into financial and economic planning, limited of application of model of this amount of real time. But I will say that all this discussion question, it's really a discussion question, and maybe it's my opinion. And I say that it's not, maybe not distract the knowledge and practical significance of the dissertation, because it's really good work, and our authors today really good analysis and have novelty presentation, novelty models for developed economics, maybe I can say that. And in general, the dissertation completed with the recurrence of paragraphs 6, 7, 8, and 9 of the procedure for evidence of the academic degree of doctors of philosophy and cancelling of the discussion of the one-time specialization academic council of higher education institution or scientific institution on awards of the academic degree of doctor of philosophy, approved by the resolution of the Cabinet of Ministers of Ukrainian dated 20 of January 2022, number 44 with amendment and additions, and the after Czін Цянь, for my opinion, deserved of the award of academic degree of doctor of philosophy in the specialization 051 economics.
Thank you. Are there any questions for the official opponent? There are none. The floor is given to the applicant to respond to the comments.
Thank you for your remarks. First of all, I would like to sincerely thank the his team's efficiency opponent for the thorough and practical analysis of my work and the construction comments provided. Regarding the remark that subsection 1.1 refers comments provided. Regarding the remark that subsection 1.1 focuses primarily on the analysis of Western literature, while the contributions of Ukrainian scholars insufficiently represented. I would like to clarify the following. The dissertation in these places first is on the in-depth analysis of international conception due to their methodological novelty and global recognition. The main objective was to compare the global traits with national specificities. With the dissertation accompanies through the subsequent localization of the module chapter 3, thereby confirming its practical relevance for Ukraine. Regarding the second remark, evaluation of people's of China's experience was accompanied by the identification of features that can be implemented in your career only with due consideration of adaptation barriers. The order emphasized that the Chinese people experience is videos as a heuristic foundations for developing a national model rather than as an example for direct implementation. Regarding the fourth remark concerning the feedback mechanisms in the structure of functions module, post-project monitoring is implemented through the introduction of integral indicators of economic and digital efficiency and dynamics of which some signal and need to adjust the model's parameters within a framework of the research trivial and analytical visualization of the key data was implemented, enabling and the calculation of the integral effect of digital transformation. However, the valid remark regarding the use to Power BI or alternative tools is acknowledged and accepted. This will serve as a direction for further visualization and integration of the model into the digital analytical environment, as well as focus future research. Thank you.
Are you satisfied? Yes. The floor is given to the official opponent, candidate economic sciences, Professor Roman Vladimirovich Tkach.
Thank you. Dear colleagues, dear applicant, the full version of the review was posted on the University website on time, so I'll briefly recall the main points. The relevance of the dissertation topic is determined by the need to develop an integrated economic digital model for the development of construction enterprises under conditions of global digital transformation, structural market changes, the introduction of innovation technology, and new and competitive requirements. The doctoral candidate rightly highlights the decline is evidences of traditional development approaches, the need to adapt to digital challenges, and the importance of ascension digital maturity and the evidences of management decisions, taking into account both international experience, particularly of China and Ukrainian realities, factors that determine the high scientific and practical significance of the research. The dissertation is connected to scientific programs of its implementation within state-funded R&D project of the KUKA department aimed at the digital transformation of construction enterprise management. Is connect outwards with the university's research strategy priorities, national digital economic policies, and international programs such as Digital Europe and Digital China. The author actively participated in the implementation of these projects, developed a methodology for assigning digital maturity, designed a model of a digital ecosystem, and conducted pilot implementation, confirming the interdisciplinary nature of the research and its integration into contemporary academic direction within the specialty 051 economics. The level of substantiation and credibility of dissertation statements, conclusions, and recommendation is high, ensured by an inclusive research approach, modern technological tools, and interdisciplinary foundation, and practical validation of results. The theoretical propositions are based on an in-depth analysis of subjects and application of structural function analysis, vessel and slot analysis, indicative assessment of digital maturity, and fuzzy logic. The results were empirically verified using examples of construction enterprises and were validated throughout conference and publication. 18 works, including now in a professional journal, which confirm their ability and practical value. The scientific novelty of the obtained results is independent of theoretical foundation, the improvement of methodological approaches to the formation of an economic digital management model for construction enterprises in a transformational environment. The solutions proposed by the author are notable by interdisciplinary integration of concepts from the digital economy, project management, visual programming, and business architecture. The following have been improved. First, the conceptual model of the digital management ecosystem, which takes capital and operation management function with digital tools, PIM, VR, and common data environment. Second, the methodology for determining the level of digitalization based on fuzzy logic and assessment of regional digital readiness. The approach for classifying digital factors and assigning the digital maturity of enterprises across scale domains, products, process, culture, and infrastructure, taking into account the impact of productivity, and applied for evaluation the effectiveness of PIM implementation based on expected assessment and compressing both economic and organization indicators of digital transformation. The development was achieved in the following areas. The use of an integrated digital platform as a tool for forming a sharp information space among stakeholders of investment construction projects. The proposed architecture of electronic document management based on a common data environment improves transparency, reduce risk, and minimize downloads. Assessment of organizational readiness for digital transformation based on the construction development company, material hierarchy model with a three-level control system. Analysis of socio-economic barriers to digitalization, including the influence of legal, financial, educational, and technology factors. Expert evaluation of the advantages and disadvantages of considering the stages of an object life cycle, which allows the adaptation of digitalization approach for different stakeholders. In conclusion, the scientific novelty of dissertation is in the development of a complete economic digital management model for construction enterprises and serving their adaptation to the digital economy, effective stakeholders integration, and efficient resource management at all project stages. The results have significant theoretical and practical value. Theoretically, the concept of a digital management ecosystem is proposed, incorporating digital maturity, the impact of digital tools on productivity and competitions, and improved assessment method, fuzzy logic, and multi-factor standardization. Practically, the economic digital management model is tested, allowing enterprise to adapt to digital environment, assess digital environmental implementation outcomes, develop digital strategy and support sound management decision making, and change. The dissertation completed at Kyiv National University of Construction and Architecture was checked using Stack plugin software and complies with academic integrity standards. The overall similar index is 3.86% within acceptable academic norms. The detected matches are technical or terminological, properly cited, or reflects common phrase without indicators of plagiarism or self-plagiarism. No sign or data fabrication, falsification, and misattributions were found. Confirm the authors' devotion to ethical and academic standards requirement for awarding the PhD degree. General conclusions. Despite the generally high level of theoretical and methodological development, several discussion points remain in Czін Цян's dissertation. Subsections 1.3 insufficiency addresses not price barrier to digital adoption, personal institutional infrastructure. Section 1 lacks categorization of digital transformation barrier. The methodology is section 2.1 does not include indicator of digital interaction with contractors. The digital transformation model subsection 2.3 is not compared with recognized integration approach, CR digital maturity models, limiting its verification. Subsection 3.3 lacks model analytical visualization tool, thus dashboard KPI matrix, which reduces the practical usability of the proposed toolkit. These remarks do not reduce the overall value of the research, but highlight the need to unify economic analytical instruments align with interdisciplinary standards of modern applied economics. Overall, the dissertation complies with the produce for the award of the Doctor of Philosophy degree, and its after Czін Цянь is worthy of paying award the degree of Doctor of Philosophy in specialty 051 economics. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Madam. Are there any questions on the official document? None. The floor is given to the applicant to respond to the comments.
Thank you for your advice. I sincerely thank the esteemed opponent for this advice, analysis of the dissertation and the valuable remark which contributed to deepening the scientific discussion and provided an opportunity to more clearly substantiate the key positions and research. Regarding the first remark, the practical orientation of the research is implemented through the development of a system of digital indicators, which is structured into the following clocks: operational efficiency, innovative sensitivity, levels of digital maturity, and the flexibility of organizational structures. These indicators are linked to the strategic management model presented in the chapter 3, which includes algorithms for adapting digital strategies to the enterprise's levels of development. Thus, the system of indicators serves not only as an analytical tool, but is also functionally integrated into the decision-making process related to the digital transformation. Regarding the fourth remark, I would like to note that the club steering was carried out using the K-means method, which was selected due to its effectiveness in distinguishing observations with quantitative structured risks of digital maturity. The justification for the number of collaborators was based on within group variance analysis and its validation of stability. Alternative methods such as hierarchical clustering and slow weighting methods were considering, however, given the size of 16 enterprises, the K-means method produced the most stable results. Subsequently, this clusters was used to develop a three-level digital development strategy in subsection 3.2. Regarding the other remarks, I have advised them in the case of the responding to the questions. Reviews and comments. I agree with the remaining remarks and will take them into account in my field, scientific and practical work. Thank you.
Thank you. Are you satisfied with the
Yes, thank you. I'm satisfied.
Okay. The floor is given to the academic advisor, candidate of economic sciences, associate professor Miroslava Mikhailovna Zinchenko.
During the dissertation, Cзин Цзянь proved to be a goal-oriented and competent researcher with a high level of academic culture, skilled in modern economics approaches, digital method skills, independent scientific analysis. The dissertation topic is relevant as it addresses the challenge of digitalization and transformation in the construction sector during post-war recovery and growing competition. The dissertation depends on approaches to the digitalization of construction enterprises, justifies various and conditions for implementation and development a model of economic digital development. The dissertation is the author's independent work completed with academic integrity and a high level of text authenticity. I believe that Cзин Цзянь deserves to be awarded the PhD degree in the field of knowledge 05, social and behavioral sciences, specialty 05 economics. Thank you.
Thank you, Miroslava Mikhailovna. We are beginning the discussion of the dissertation. Who would like to take part in the discussion of Cзin Цзянь dissertation? Please involve
So, may I, dear colleagues, I support the overall positive assessment of the dissertation research. At the same time, I would like to focus on several aspects that in my opinion require further discussion. First of all, the dissertation does not sufficiently disclose the role of human capital as the factor of the digital transformation of the construction enterprises. It's the level of digital competence of personnel that largely determines the effectiveness of implementation of any technological solution. In addition, I would be advisable to analyze the investment cycle of utilization separately, in particular the payback period, break-even point of implementation solution, and the impact on the financial stability of the enterprise. In my view, I would also be beneficial to strengthen the relationship between the proposed utilization, assessment indicator, and the enterprise's strategies controlling system. At the same time, the work demonstrates high level of scientific maturity and the author's proficiency in modern research methods and undoubtedly research deserves support. Thank you for attention.
Thank you, both gentlemen. Who else would like to take part in the discussion? Please.
Dear colleagues, having reviewed the dissertation, I would like to note that the work is relevant, thorough, and well structured. The author addresses a highly important issue for today's economy, the formation of an economic digital model for the development of construction enterprises, which corresponds to the needs of a transformational environment. The attempt to adapt foreign experience, particularly the Chinese own, is perceived positively. However, in my opinion, it would be beneficial to more deeply highlight the possibilities of its practical application in the Ukrainian context. In the applied part of the dissertation, despite the presence of tools for integrating the model into management, I would have liked to see greater emphasis of the risk assessment with implementation digital solution in an unstable economic environment. Overall, the dissertation makes a positive impression and contains scientific knowledge, has practical significance, and deserves to be supported. Thank you.
Thank you, Vlada. Who else would like to take part in the discussion? Please,
Yeah, I say in my view that it's good dissertation, good level of dissertation, and now I can say that really good structures, positive dissertation make a positive impression and have logic structures, well-formulated conclusions, and have theoretical and practical result, good result. And for me, it's a very good work. But I have why? Because the first, of course, it's very relevant of dissertation, because the digital orientation of construction enterprises is really very relevant today. The first, in my opinion, the study does not fully reflect the various models of enterprises in digital, environmental. In practical, it's like the analysis of alternate strategies such as conservation, adapted and innovation degrees and risk approach. Secondary in will to be advancing to complement of economics and analytical tools with digital material indications already in Europe and Arctic. For example, the digital INSEE index or digital transformation index. The next after the other ambassadors, the technology competent, the organization and cultural barriers of digital environment because the scope of study. It will be works exemplary for staff, recommendation to digital leaders affected of implementation of digital strategies. But the author has demonstration a high level of research, high level of theoretical practical research, novelty in dissertation, and I believe the dissertation far needs of recruitment for scientific research at the level of dissertation positive assessment.
Thank you. Thank you, Inola Viktorovna. The floor is given to Roman Vladimirovich Trust.
Dear colleagues, joining the scientific discussion, I would like to express my support for the main provisions of the dissertation research while drawing attention to several points that raise scientific interest and diverse verification or further development. First of all, the methodology for assessing the digital readiness of an enterprise is presented in an interesting way. However, in my opinion, this methodology requires an explained set of evaluation parameters, in particular the inclusions of indicators related to IT security and the flexibility of business processes under crisis conditions. The second aspect concerns the absence of a clear concept of the life cycle of digital transformation in a construction enterprise. It would be useful to online the stages of implementing the digital model from diagnostic to automation, integration, scaling, and performance monitoring. I would also like to outline the lack of comparative analysis of digital strategies in construction companies across different regions or countries. Such an analysis would deepen the international contents of the research and expand the practical value of the results. At the same time, it should be noted that the dissertation is systematic, well argued, and contain well substantiated conclusions with practical significance. The work meets modern scientific standards, and the author demonstrates a deep understanding of the subject matter. I support the applicant in paying awards the degree of Doctor of Philosophy. Thank you for your attention.
Thank you. We will now proceed with the open voting, during which the chair and each members of the specialized academic council must openly express their position regarding the awarding or refusal of the Doctor of Philosophy degree to Czін Цянь. With your permission, I will begin. I support this dissertation research and vote in favor of awarding the Doctor of Philosophy degree to Czін Цянь.
I also support the board and vote in favor.
I vote in favor in awarding the Doctor of Philosophy degree.
I agree.
This according to the records of the open voting by the members. Sorry.
Your opinions.
Yes, I would agree.
Okay. I also support this dissertation attention to research and vote in favor of awarding the Doctor of Philosophy degree. Thank you.
Thank you. This, according to the results of the opening voting by the members of the one-time specialized academic council, PhD 13051 in favor 5, against none, meets the requirement for a dissertation submitted for the Doctor of Philosophy degree, and to award Czін Цянь the Doctor of Philosophy degree in the field of knowledge 05 Social and Behavioral Scientific, specialty 051 Economics. Czін Цянь is given the floor for the concluding remarks, please.
Thank you. I sincerely thank you for your attention to my work, for the meaningful comments, relevant questions, and support and all stages of the research. I express my deep gratitude to my academic advisor, for professional guidance and inspiration. I hope that the result of this dissertation will contribute to the further development of economic science and practice in the field of the construction development. Thank you.
Thank you. Are there any comments regarding the conduct of the council meeting?
No.
Thank you all for your fruitful participation in the work of our council, and all the best to you. Thank you.
Thank you. Finish.
Фото, буває.
Сейчас мы запись выключим.